Today's video is all on safes. I hit 200 safes. I jot down everything I found in them and I ball it up and put it in a neat little package for you guys so we can talk about it together. Thankfully, the missus is a whiz at Excel, so we set up a file and I go through all 200 safes that I hit. I mark down what I found. This goes for money, how many stacks I found. I break it down pretty intensely. So in the first section, I'm going to show you where I like to go if I'm trying to hit just safes themselves. There's two different maps I like to hit for this. And then the second section is going to be the statistics themselves. So stick around because there's going to be a lot of information coming at you that you might not know about. And it's actually quite interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of these stats are pretty nutty. So the first place that I go to when I was trying to hit a bunch of safes all at once was cottages at Shoreline. You guys might know this place because Sanitar can spawn here. I just hate Sanitar. Man, the worst boss to fight and like the worst loot out of all of them. But anyways, so we're going to go into the first cottage here. You don't need any keys or anything. You just go up the stairs here and there is a safe right here. And we open this next door and there's another safe up top. Now, the next cottage we're going to move to, which is next door, you do need a few keys for. So there's only one way in on this cottage, and that's the back door here. So the key you're going to need is this cottage back entrance key. Early in the wipe, it's super expensive. Right now, though, it's going for about 140,000 rubles, nothing crazy, so it is worth it for sure. So once we enter this cottage, you are going to need another key to open one of the safes. So we're going to go upstairs, and on this door right here, there's a safe here we can loot, and then you open up this door and there is another safe here, but you do need a key for it, and that is the cottage safe key. This one's going for around 30,000 at the moment on the flea market. So those are the four safes that are really, tight together on Shoreline. There are more safes on Shoreline for sure, but these are the ones I like to hit though when I was trying to get all 200 safes done. So the other place I like to go to when I was doing these runs were on customs, the 3-story and 2-story dorms. And as you know, both are very, very highly contested areas, so I wouldn't go to these till later on in the raid or just be prepared to fight. Both safes are in a room locked up. Actually, every single safe we're going to go to in these 5 rooms are locked up, and all you have to know is that both of these ones on the 3rd-story dorm are actually on the 2nd floor. So we're going to go to 204 first. We're going to open this door, and our first safe is right on top here. Then we're going to hop over here, go all the way to the end of the hall, and just before you hit the door to get outside, we're going to hit this one, which is 214. There's your safe. Now, none of these safes need keys. You just need the keys to get inside the rooms themselves. So we're going to exit this area. So there was 2 safes there, and now there's 3 safes actually in the 2-story dorm. So all 3 of them are on the 1st floor. We're going to go all the way down here. We're going to open up this room, 110. And we've got a safe. And we're going to hit up 114. And again, another safe here. You got a computer bank, and you also got a med box. And just let you guys know that these keys are not expensive at all. You should have no problem getting these off the flea market. And then the other ones, actually, we can't get to it from this side because it does have the little cage here. So you can either jump through a window in the back, or we can just go through this side door. And once we hit the side door, we are going to open this door. Oh, sorry. We're going to hit this one with the bars on it, which is 105. And there's the last safe. So there was 4 safes on Shoreline. There's 5 safes on customs here, all squished together. But just remember that if you're doing the custom ones, you want to go in later on in the raid, or just be prepared to fight. Speaking of fighting, I'm just doing a quick warning here because some of these statistics, I was actually pretty shocked that I found so few or so much of certain items. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Geeks, I found a lot of this. I always find, blah, blah. You know, I get that. I'm just telling you what I found in the 200 safes that I looted. I marked it all down, so I know I'm not screwing with the numbers or anything. This is legit what I found in 200 safes. The one thing I would like everyone to do is, after they find out my results from doing these runs, in the comments below, what was the one thing that shocked you the most? Like, what is the one thing you were like, wow, I thought you'd find more or way less? Put that in the comments below for sure. So this is going to be in no particular order, but the first thing is SSD drives. I found 5 of them, so 2.5% of the time. The secure flash drives, I found 8, which I was actually shocked at because I thought I'd find more SSDs, but I found more flash drives, so for 4% of the time. And of course, folder with intelligence, a big fat goose egg. Chainlets, no surprise here, we did find quite a few of them, and that's 16, so 8% of the time you're finding these. Slim diaries, I found more than chainlets actually, which is crazy. 9% of the time I found a slim diary, and then diaries themselves I found 14, so 7% of the time. All of these are actually really good numbers for these items. They're quite high. Chainlets, really good to barter with to get those tactics. Slim diaries and diaries themselves are just good to trade them to therapist or for peacekeeper just to get some rubles or some dollars. Teapots, unfortunately, I only found 3 of them. You do need them for a task, so 1.5% of the time. Horses, of course, we found 24 of them, so 12% of the time you're going to find a useless horse. And then gold chains, I found 8 of them, so 4% of the time. Vases, I did only find 6. I thought this number was going to be a little bit higher, but I only did find 6 of them. Lions, on the other hand, definitely the number I thought it was going to be around. I found 3 of them. These are pretty rare in the game for sure, so 3 does seem normal. And clocks, wooden clocks, I only found 2. I found more lions than wooden clocks. I was actually shocked at that. No big surprise, I found 0 bitcoins. They are in the loot table for safes, but I don't think I've ever found a bitcoin in the longest time in a safe. It's just like GPUs and computers. I think it's a myth. Cat figurines, I did find 5 of them. I thought it was going to be a little bit more again with this item, but 5 it was. And rollers, I found 4. So 2% of the time I did find a roller. If you would have told me this last wipe, I would have been shocked, because last wipe, it seemed like they were a lot more common, the rollers. This wipe though, I feel like they are more rare of an item, so 4 does sound about right. Pro kills are one of those items that I would have swore we weren't going to find any of, but we did find 1. Golden roosters, on the other hand, I thought we would have found 2 or 3, and we found just 0. I didn't find any golden rooster. And the Sheriff Eli badge, we found 4 of them. Now with GP coins, I did find 11 of these, and it seems about right. You know, there's a lot of good barters for GP coins for weapons, so I really like that this was higher up for sure. The Markstrom Raven was only 3 of them I found, and then the Gold Skull Ring, I found 5 of them. More Gold Skull Rings than Raven statues. That's crazy to me. I don't know why, but that is crazy to me. The Veritas guitar pick we found 5 times, and the Battered Antique book 16 times. Quite a few times I found this antique book. Unfortunately, there's not much use for it in the game aside from the collector and just selling it to therapists for like 39,000 rubles. Now with money and currency, it's a little bit different because you can find multiples in every safe and different amounts. So I keep track of how many stacks I found, the amount total I found in each safe, and we're just going to try to follow the bouncy ball together, and I'll try to explain it the best way I can for each currency. So rubles, I found 325 stacks in 200 safes. Now the total amount of rubles I found was 278,000. So per average, we're looking at about 1.62 stacks of rubles per safe. Now, that doesn't mean you're always going to find rubles in every safe, because sometimes you're going to find, say, 4 stacks in a safe and then none in the next one, and so forth and so forth. But just when that you are going to find rubles in a safe, you'll find at least 1.62 stacks. And I feel like I said stacks so many times, and I apologize. But the average amount in that bundle, I'm going to use the word bundle, the average amount in that bundle of rubles that you find per bundle is going to be 855 rubles. Spoiler alert, when it comes to euros and dollars, it's definitely a lot lower than it is with rubles, but we did find still quite a few. So we did find 34 stacks of euros in the 200 safes, totaling 2,052. Now the average is 0.17, so in turn you could say you have a 17% chance to find 1 stack of euros per safe. And also we can average it out that each stack that we find is roughly 60 euros. Dollars, we did find a little more, and that is 36 stacks for a total of $2,414. So we're averaging 0.18 per safe, which means in turn you can do about 18% chance every safe will have a stack of these dollars. And on average, every stack was roughly 67 bucks. Now, I do have one more statistic that's really cool, but just finding out all those numbers and everything, in the comments, please tell me what was the most shocking thing you found out. Now, for the final statistic that I really like, it's what's the average we can find per safe? The average amount of money, right? So what I did was I went and looked at how much things were traded to the dealers for. And again, this is just going to be if you just trade everything to the dealers, how much can you make from every safe? If they could only be traded to Peacekeeper, I converted the dollars into rubles, and same thing with euros into rubles. So the number I came up with, if I sold everything that's with all the items and the money I found, was 5.7 million rubles in 200 safes. Now, if we take that number and divide it by 200, per safe, we're looking at getting a return of 28,551 rubles per safe we search. That's just giving it to the dealers. That's not even putting these items up on the flea market. You put them on the flea market, I wonder what that number could be. It's probably pretty drastic, especially early wipe. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun doing. It was a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a ton of Photoshop and just getting data, and it was a ton of work, but I think it was worth it just to see all this stuff. If you liked it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do a ton of videos, and I'm sure you guys will like the other ones too. Also, I do this while I'm streaming. I do it 5 days a week on twitch.tv. Come by whenever you can. Come say hello. And until next time, I'll talk to everyone later.